We're not in the business of understanding. We're in the business of discovering and transformation. And you can't understand that. So you can explain it to somebody and they'll get whatever they get, but they're not going to get transformed or be transformed.
Can I bring up another point, please?
Good, but did you get what I said?
I did get it.
Okay, good. Have you got another one?
So if that's the case, where you can sit here and you want to be transformed, my concern is, okay, but there's the general, there's the original forms, there's the advanced, there's the next one, and then you see people in here over and over again throughout their whole life. So it's like, and then not only that, there's the seminars. That
Yes, beautiful.
And so it's like, it's a never-ending thing. So I feel like, it's like
isn't it a great
so
structure?
Then it becomes like and now I see where the cult thing comes from, where people say have mentioned it.
Yeah, good.
But at the same time, I understand where I do get something out of it, but I just don't understand the constant looping.
Yeah. So can I address that?
Yes.
Yeah. So your brain has been ingrained before you did the form for however many years it was up until you did the form. And there's a particular conversation in the world of what it means to be a human being. And that conversation is one of survival, making it, getting by, getting to the next thing, all that. That's the conversation of what it means to be a human being. Now, in here we're out to transform that conversation into one of making a difference, aliveness, alacrity, joy, contribution. Now, in order to do that, we have to actually transform the conversation from survival to aliveness. Now, that's going to take a little time. And if you're not in one conversation ongoingly, you're going to revert back to the other one. And in this case, if you're not in this conversation ongoingly, you're going to revert back to old brain patterns, old habits, old ways of being. Nothing wrong. It's just not what we're doing here.
So doesn't that make it to where, now going back to the other thing of constantly trying to make things, what were the words that we used, where make things whole?
Whole, complete?
Yeah, making it complete. The thing that I mentioned earlier was, well, some relationships are more important than others. So don't we just go and make the main one, which is with our parents, try and make that complete, where a lot of our insecurity and everything stem from that.
Yeah.
And then all the other ones, like I'm pretty authentic, I'm pretty truthful in general.
I'll tell you, I'll give you a quick access to that.
Okay.
You ready?
Go ahead.
So you're going to go get that complete with your parents.
Uh-huh.
And then you're going to share what you saw in getting that complete with all the other relationships.
Okay, but some of those relationships don't warrant that, just because it's, like I'm not going to go into that whole thing with all of those where, like I said earlier, if it's just like a little disagreement, I'm not going to go and try and make that complete. So.
Well, I'm going to leave that up to you. Do you want to get all your relationships complete, or do you want to hold on to some of the ones that aren't complete?
Because
that's your choice.
Because wouldn't that then be kind of going into the whole, you're making something out of nothing?
I'm not going to get into all that story. You get what I said?
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Okay, beautiful. Is there a question? You wanted to share? I know. Yeah, I got to move on. Thank you. Did you get that? Are we complete? Yeah. Okay. Tell me your name again.
Janet.
Janet. Where is your name tag? Okay, good. Let's acknowledge Janet. Thank you. Okay, what else you got? Anything? So you're telling me there's nothing in the way? There's nothing in the way? There's something in the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. They've already been, and they said no.
Okay.
So why not gonna?
Yeah, why? Sarah?
Oh.
Why?
That was it. That was all.
Yeah, I'm asking you, why would you?
Why would I invite them again?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're already a no.
I got that. Why would you invite them again?
If I saw an area that could make a difference and they could see access.
Who is it?
Yu-Chien, please.
Thank you, Dana.
This is gonna be short.
We haven't done much short here tonight.
So yeah, my parents, they both come to
Who is it, mom or dad?
mom and dad and
Okay.
stepdad.
So,
Like,
first of all, you got something incomplete with them.
I'm,
Just stay with me.
yeah,
Okay, just
I'm
try
sure
it
I do.
out.
Yeah,
look.
actually, yes, my mom especially, yeah.
Okay, okay, good. Good. So, why would you want your mom here?
I think she could see an access to having power in circumstances
Good.
that she might react to.
Now, her saying no one time, is that going to stop you from giving her the life you know that's possible for her? No, it's not, is it? Because you really love your mom.
Yeah.
I had one of my best friends, sorry, I'm doing a lot of interrupting. I had one of my best friends from college, took me 7 years to invite him, not to invite him, excuse me, to have him do the landmark forum. 7 years. Just keep standing for him. You keep sharing with him, you keep getting things complete, a great opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, it took inviting my husband for 10 years
Yeah.
until we finally did it, so I get that. I
Good.
mean, it's my excuse.
Yeah,
They already said no, so I'm not gonna try.
yeah, awesome. Let's acknowledge Caroline. Okay, so I'm going to read this from you. Some of you may have heard this, or to you. Some of you may have heard this before, some of you may have not. But I got this in the advanced course this weekend. And it's the distinct possibility of enrollment. So enrollment is like the presence of something. The presence of a phenomenon, which includes being moved, touched, and inspired. But it's not limited to that. When enrollment is present, there's a sense of being up to something. The presence of aliveness, alacrity, inspiration, and an affinity for life and for others. What's there when enrollment is present is a sense of vision and the presence of inspiration. Not motivation, but the kind of inspiration that comes from the presence of a real possibility or vision, being alive for yourself and or others. It's like awakening something in people that's authentic to who they are. So, vision and enrollment and inspiration are very much the same domain. And when we talk about being inspired, we mean life being breathed into something. And when we talk about moved, we are talking about being moved into a new possibility. And touched, as in getting through to and touching one's humanity. Enrollment is kind of like allowing, empowering people to act on what fulfills them. What is consistent with who they are and what really matters to them. Regularly mitigating the use of force and engendering a sense of purpose. Enrollment requires being in another person's world, being sensitive to his or her interests and concerns. It's a sharing between people and has the quality of authenticity, a kind of straightness that is refreshing. When enrollment is present, people have a greater sense of who they are. And enrollment very much includes acting on your commitments, having yourself on the line for something. It's not supposed to be comfortable. Enrollment is not comfortable. It's alive. And there's a distinction between comfortable and alive. Enrollment is literally putting yourself at issue. You know, you take who you are, you put it up at issue, you take a chance with it, you take a chance on having it invalidated, on having it crushed, on having it made wrong. Enrollment is like the magic ingredient of transformation. It's the fulfillment of power, freedom, and self-expression. And it's simple. Anyone can be and act in a way that is enrolling. So I invite you to go out there and share with those people. Whatever stopped you, set that aside. And stand in this. Enrollment is not comfortable, but boy, it's alive. And go have some fun with it. Got that?
Yeah.
Really got that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. New conversation. So I'm going to invite my friends from the Team Management and Leadership Program to come up, and they want to share with you some stuff about the Team Management and Leadership Program. So Annette and Albert, welcome in, please, welcome in. Thanks for being here, guys.
Good evening.
Are you on?
On the bottom. There you go.
There you go.
Okay, so we came in to share with you guys a little bit about the Team Management Leadership Program. It's a one-year program that we're participating in that is part of the communication curriculum. So two parts of the communication curriculum: access to power, communication power to create. Annette and I have been part of that. So we play games around communication, generating these courses, being in communication, because in order to build teams, which is what we do, you've got to be in communication. So we're going to share just a little bit about the communication curriculum, and then I'll also share a little bit more specifically about team. So Annette's going to share with you about access to power.
Good evening, my name's Annette, and I just want to share that we're going to have a course, which is the Access to Power, on June 16th, 17th, and 19th. You're welcome to come Tuesday evening. And I want to share about a distinction that I discovered in that course.
Will you just say what days of the week those are?
Sure. So the course is starts on Saturday and Sunday, and then the invitation is for you to come on Tuesday at 7 p.m., June 19th. That's a Tuesday evening at 7 here at the center. And you'll get a taste of the distinctions in the course, and you'll get to meet the introduction leader, or actually the communication course leader. And one of the distinctions that I'm going to share is a distinction from the access to power, which is the unanswerable question, which shows up in the past. It shows up in my life from an incident that occurred when I was 5 years old. I was 5 years old, playing with fire in a bonfire with my brother, having fun, and I made a torch, and I put the torch up, and the piece of hot plastic fell on my hand, and what I got was a blister, a burn, a 3-degree burn, and I created, what did I do wrong? That's my unanswerable question. So that question occurs happens for me, and it triggers me when I'm doing something different, or taking risks. So I avoid taking risks, and I stay safe. I stay in a business for 30 years. I stay in a marriage for 30 years because I'm safe, and if I'm being told what to do, I'm okay. So I don't take any risks. So I discovered that was stopping me from doing things that I wanted to do and be fully self-expressed with my life and create what I wanted. And now I have the freedom and the courage to try different things. I'm going to be the course manager for this Communication Access to Power, something I would have never taken on if I didn't discover that in that course. And that's one of the distinctions that you get to see.
So I'm going to bring you a little bit more towards how I'm actually using the curriculum and how being on team is impacting my life. So one of the distinctions that we get is really resisting communication. You know, it's just there, right? So most of us, I think, if we're honest with each other, we resist communication. So what I realized when I got that was, you know, I'm resisting communication with others because I don't really want to be accountable for myself. I don't want to make requests of others, because if I make a request of you, Gus, you know, then you can make a request of me, and I don't want requests of me, because then I've got to be accountable for something. And I've been kind of fragile not having the conversation, the communication that I need to have. So in the power to create, you get really coached up on your ability to make requests of others, to be with any type of communication or conversation, and be okay with no's. Really anything. You know, I can talk to somebody about anything. And once you start to get related to that, you can start to look at yourself as more of a, well, I did. I can only speak for I look at myself more complete in my ability to make requests of others, because I'm okay with who I am, and it's okay for you to make a request of me. I can accept it, I can decline it, I can counter it. So these are some of the tools that we're getting. So some of the things that I've done really for myself, I have a real estate mortgage company, pretty entrepreneurial, it's a startup, and really to generate teams and stop managing people, I realized, look, we gotta manage conversations and requests and promises. So by now getting open and not resisting communication, I'm not managing people, I'm managing requests. I'm making requests to generate teams. 7, 8 months ago, I had 2 employees. I've got 10 now, you know, and that was caused, you know, a bunch of loans, don't know what to do, you know, growing a team, but growing a team takes training, and I don't have time to train. But through team, what you get is that my team isn't inside of my office. My team is the team that we're a part of, Team Management Leadership Program. And then just coming from the weekend, I realized my team is my business partners, my vendors, my borrowers, whatever that looks like, it just transforms. So right now, I don't have time to make, I don't have time, I'm so busy, I'm growing a team, I need staff. But with staff comes, I gotta train. I don't have time to train, I've got a bunch of loans. So it's kind of one of those things when, from the work, and we just got back from a weekend, I got into action and said, you know what, I can request team beyond my office. I called my account executive for my banks. I made a request. I need some support and training. You're my partner, you have a vested interest. I enrolled them in the possibility of coming into my office or going to go-to meetings and training my new processors. You know, and I got that from team. It stems, I mean, I'm kind of going, you know, there, but it stems from getting connected to the communication of making requests, being with any type of conversation, and understanding that they're either gonna say no, yes, or counter, you know, in some capacity. So you get these tools. So I just wanted to kind of share with you what I'm getting from team. It's been a phenomenal program, fantastic program. It's the best, honestly. If you're up to creating entrepreneurship or something to that effect, I literally take everything I get from team and I pull it right into my life, my relationship, whatever that looks like. And it's really about team. And when you get that, you know, the walls have come down for me. Everyone can be enrolled in your team and looking beyond your, you know, your sphere of influence. So just wanted to do a quick share. It's been profound. It's been a really huge difference. And we just really appreciate you guys your time. And we're going to have some information for you for that out front. We'd be happy to have you take a look at that and answer any questions that you have. So appreciate it. Thank you.
If you're interested in any of the programs from the communication courses, please raise your hand and we'll pass out information forms so that we can get your name, your telephone number, and your email, and we'll send that out to you. And we also have invitations in the back outside of the room for your Tuesday evening, and you're welcome to come and meet our fantastic communication leader.
Yes, please do. Please do. Anything else?
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Thank you for having us.
Guys. Thanks for being here. Hey, remember your last assignment from last session? Does anything authentic ever come out of my mouth?